Hey guys, welcome back to Fleetyards Mission Briefings. I'm Captain Foley.
I'm Commander Cockins. Hey guys.
And today, as always, we're looking at a great ship from the Star Trek... I said Star Trek.
You did!
Sci-fi multiverse. There's lots of great sci-fi franchises out there, and they all have some fantastic ships. So we like to take a look at them, pick them out of their designated, show, and just look at the model and, see what kind of details we can see. And talk about it, try to figure out, make it work, and shake the people inside to death, apparently. So, what are we looking at this week?
Today we are going back to the Babylon 5 universe, a fan favourite with some pretty incredible designs. This week we're looking at the Centauri battleship / cruiser, and this is the real 3D model as used on Babylon 5 back in the 90s, which means, disclaimer, it's not as detailed as some modern models, but we get to see new details that you might not have seen in the standard definition version of Babylon 5. This is the first time you might have seen this ship in 1080p HD, so we're excited, and I've all been excited to show this ship for a while now because I showed you the Omega Destroyer, which we both sort of agreed it was a very classically grey and pointy ship, not much to it, but then the Minbari, the big blue whale, you liked that, and this is another very different ship. Centauri are, as you know, Londo's race, one of the older races as well, pretty advanced, also somewhat conquerors, and throughout the show this ship destroys a lot of ships. It's a pretty aggressive thing, but do you remember this ship from the show? Or first impressions when you saw it, if you can remember? Because you're pretty new to watching Babylon 5. First reactions?
I thought it was interesting having the 4 spires. Really cool design, actually. I like that. As far as overall ship design, it's kind of simplistic in my opinion. Very much like something that I don't want to say like a kid would draw, but it's not very advanced or super detailed. It's very simple shapes thrown together, and I think it's interesting. Not one of my favorite designs, but gotta be honest.
Could you not say the same thing about the Constitution class? It's got 3 tubes, some lines, and a sphere, a circle. Very simple shapes.
Yeah, but the way they're put together is very awesome.
Do you not think the way they're put together is quite awesome?
No.
Oh, you don't? Oh, I thought that's what you were saying at the start. Okay, fair enough. I remember seeing this early on. I always quite liked it. It's sort of unusual. It clearly can't land. Most ships have sort of a flat plane to them. This is like a...
That's the first thing that stuck out to me when I saw it.
Yep.
I'm like, that thing can't land for sure.
It's a spaceship, and it breaking those rules is always a good thing with advanced. Centauri are a pretty advanced race, and I like the beak. Well, there's some obviously high detail shots coming up, but I like the beak. And again, I quite like the physical detail. So if you look closely, you can see on either wing there's a texture pattern of hull plating. That's a very famous pattern that was used by the lead of Foundation Imaging, who worked at Babylon 5 and as well as shows. He passed away, unfortunately, but a real great talent, and he used the same texture pattern. It was a way of allowing all the ships in Babylon 5 to have more texture without using the memory, the very limited memory of the computing at the time. So you got this detail without really losing the detail. I just remember the name of the ship is the Vorchan class star cruiser. Vorchan. Maybe it's also pretty impactful. If we go back to the pitch now. But yeah, I like this design. I think it's a pretty cool design. And again, I don't think we've seen this model in this much detail before, so I'm excited to see what you think of the close-up. So if you go to the next picture ship. Scale. I always talk about scale, but the scale. And we talked about how big and these are all the 3 real models from the show. Well, the scale does vary on Babylon 5. They didn't really keep track of it exactly. These are the default scales as the models are built, so take that as you will. What do you think compared to the ships of the time?
I mean, it's obviously not as big.
It's teeny.
I wouldn't say teeny, but it's not.
Oh.
It's not super impressive. Let's just put it that way.
And yet it can destroy both these ships pretty much with ease.
Yeah, well,
I think this is a great ship that shows advanced. Things do get smaller as they get more advanced. The Narn are advanced, but not that advanced. The Earthlings obviously are not that advanced, but still advanced. Centauri is at level, and they really are. They put a lot more punch into a smaller ship, and a flotilla of these can annihilate a lot of stuff. And yet they're this small, which certainly surprised me going in. But how do you think that compares to... remember the big whale ship last time, the huge one? How big do you think that is compared to these ones? Or
Well, at least twice the size of the Agamemnon.
Well, go to the next picture and have a look. These are the major 4 races, and yeah, they the scales are pretty interesting.
Yeah.
But how do you think this ship, the Centauri cruiser, compares to, say, the Connie or other famous ships? Because we're going to look at scales from other universes now.
It's probably twice the size of the Connie.
Okay, that's an interesting guess.
Should we go to the scale?
We should go to the next picture. You're actually right. Ish.
Wow. Yeah, it's
Mostly.
probably like, 2.5 Connies.
2.5.
Lengthwise.
And again, shows you how small the Star Trek universe is. And in
Yeah.
fact, shows you how big the Babylon 5 universe is. It's the real size of the... I mean, everything in this shot is a real CG model from its relevant franchise.
Wow.
Again, it shows you how big the Daedalus is compared to other things.
Interestingly enough, the Minbari cruiser,
Yes,
the windows are huge compared to the Enterprise D windows.
they are.
So it makes you wonder.
I think they're meant to be like full floor windows, like the entire deck is a window, I think, as opposed to like a little portion.
Huh.
But yeah, I mean, I'd love to see a render. Obviously, hopefully we'll do full episodes on the show if we get to the $1,000 mark. Compare it to, say, the Enterprise D, because compared to that, it's pretty menacing with the amount of 3 dimensions and such.
Mm-hmm. What is this?
That's the Stargate Daedalus.
Ooh.
Yeah, which is bigger than we all think it is. The original 3D model is a lot bigger. All the scale charts online are wrong. And we proved that in our Prometheus episode. And you always think that the BSG Galactica is pretty big.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Babylon 5 universe is bigger. But I was kind of impressed. Compared to the Connie, this is like this is the Dederidex compared to the Connie. You know, the big ship.
Yeah. He even has some Dederidex kind of style to it.
A little bit. Cool.
All right. So next picture is a shot from the back.
Mm-hmm.
This is kind of cool. I do like the detailing on the wings.
Yeah.
Very similar to Klingon texturing
Yes.
on a lot of their ships.
That's interesting.
With a Vorchan.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, TNG came first.
Yeah.
I don't know if the Vorcha existed at this point. Probably did. Season 3 of TNG. This was... I mean, at least the Bird of Prey existed because that was from Star Trek 3, and that was... so yeah, maybe some elements. I like the 2-engine modules.
Mm-hmm.
Very small, very, very timid, but obviously there's enough thrust.
Yeah, and this rear curve of this middle wing...
Yeah.
Just reminds me of the Decora, the Marauder, Ferengi Marauder.
Oh yeah, that definitely did exist at this point.
Very similar design there.
Yes.
But the upper and lower spires, I think, are very cool.
What do you think they functionally do, though?
I have no idea. Again, could just be heat disbursement. Something
That's
along those
interesting.
lines. Run cooling lines through them.
So you're saying the engines are that powerful they have to have entire fins just to...
Look at the size of them compared to the size of the ship. What we saw on the scale charts. I mean, those are pretty powerful engines to be thrusting that ship around. And those are the only ones. It's not like those are the impulse engines.
Yep.
And there's other engines. I mean...
Well, if you recall how things go to FTL in Babylon 5, they open up a portal, so it's kind of like you don't need visible engines to create said thing. Cool, yeah. Nice picture. What do you think my renders here? Because it's a ship that's literally like 23 years old, the model.
Yeah.
How does it look in modern day?
Looks good.
Yeah.
Looks really good.
Yeah,
I'm surprised, actually.
Yeah, they did a good job, and again, lighting is key.
And again, lighting here on those wing details looks very reminiscent of Klingons, or even Romulans. The Dederidex has that kind of texturing as well.
Yep, absolutely. And if you note, there's like a star pattern. Was that... Go back to the previous picture. Were they on the top view? 'Cause I don't remember seeing them.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. That's kind of cool. Like a star motif. Similar to the Romulan bird away from TOS, having some wall markings. Maybe that's their symbol for death or something. Bit mean, but okay.
Next picture is a shot of them. 2 of them firing.
Yes.
Is this actually from the show?
That's from the show. Yep. 2 primary particle weapons, but they have a lot of guns. But yes, they fire from the beaks as well.
That's neat. I do like that.
But I think they also do fire from the sides as well. I mean, you see them fight a lot. But again, put them 2 together, they're very 3-dimensional ships. They have a lot of, not aggression exactly, but a lot of presence. You know? In my opinion, that's what I see from them.
Yeah, I agree. Ooh, next shot's a great close-up detail of the beak section. Here's where some of the you can tell the age of it.
Yeah.
Basically by the symbol on the front. It's very pixely and not
high res.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the geometry is still pretty damn good. And we'll look at the middle detail. But if you look, now I wonder, right at the top of the beak there are 6 or so windows. Do you think that's the bridge module?
I would say no, but I mean it could be. It's a big enough ship that it could be.
Yeah, I suppose it is pretty big for that to be the bridge module.
Yeah.
I don't know if we ever actually see inside of these. I know we see inside the bigger ship and the Emperor's ship. I don't know if we see inside this one. I'd assume we do, but I can't remember. I know we see inside a Narn ship, which is quite surprising. But there's also a secondary lip to it, to the beak.
It just some of these details at the back behind the beak there look very. They're dated.
1997-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the fact that it's still kind of that good, I'm pretty pleased with it. And obviously, people like Mojo, Lebowitz, and Rob Bonchoon could make this stuff look even better. I'm not the best animator in the world.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of physical detail considering.
It's cool to see the models that were used in the show like this up close and then this great detail. So it's awesome that you can do that for the fans.
We are very proud to be able to offer these sorts of images for the fans. Yeah, absolutely. That's part of why we exist at this point, Fleetyards. Love it.
And I love the gun detailing and the wings. Like that's a lot of guns.
They must be guns, mustn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we'll have a close up in a minute before we go to the next picture. Now, this is the detailing detail. And again, I'm pretty impressed how much they managed to get away in this.
Yeah. I mean, there's more guns in the middle there.
I think that's where it's actually firing from rather than the beak. I think the auxiliary is
really?
optical illusion. Yeah, I think there's 2 of that. I think it's 1 above, 1 on bottom. And they fire.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, but just the blockiness of this, it just... I don't know what it reminds me of. There's something...
Lego?
No.
Mega Block?
No. There's something like in... I think it's Star Trek. That's
Borg?
It's kind of blocky. I can't put my finger on it. Even if I don't know, even just a prop that looks very similar to this.
Okay, thank you, Stuart.
I'm trying to think.
I'm sure I'll remember it in a minute.
Yeah.
Right at the end of the episode, he will suddenly yell out, "Oh, no, I'll take you in Destroyer," and you're like, "What?" No. Yeah. I don't know. But it intrigues me. I mean, this is a great design. I think it's better than some of its parts. I think it comes together better, because I'm wondering what are all these pieces. Mm-hmm. It's a big ship, but I mean, what are these, neck blocks? I mean, they're just blocks. I mean, structural pieces. I mean, I can imagine that these 2 are the engine units that feed the power into the back, and then maybe these glowing bits would be some sort of intake for Bizards. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of a cool integration then, nice to have some glowing detail. Mm-hmm. And then you can see all the... Then it kind of makes sense though, if the piping, if it's still using some sort of gas, stellar matter, then all these piping is needed to sort of move it around the ship. Would be kind of interesting. Very sort of rudimentary but at the same time advanced. Like they're pushing their technology but still need to use the rudimentary shapes to keep it there. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's the real detail, guys, from 1996.
Which you never really see.
That you never really see. That's what it really looks like. Next picture. Of the cannons.
Mm-hmm. I really like that. The way that they're in that leading edge of that big horizontal wing is very cool. I'd love to see them all firing at the same time.
Well, we can go watch Babylon 5 later if you want.
True, we could.
I'm not often one that encourages for this sort of design to have really outstretched guns, but this works really well. Just the counterbalance of the shapes of the super leading edge and then pushing out. I really like it. And yeah, having all these things fire would be very impressive. And you wouldn't want to face this. I think it's a pretty intimidating ship, especially given the. Well, I just realised, actually, there's some visual continuity here. I just realised the leading edge of that looks like the Centauri's head, the hair.
Yeah.
I never considered that, but that actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Huh. Good job, guys. Good job, designers.
Well, even in the Minbari cruiser, there's the
yes.
things that are reminiscent of their
bones.
Their skull, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, true. Yeah. Brilliant.
I guess that makes the humans blockheads, based on the Agamemnon.
Or just very long and boring.
Next. Close up of the engine detail. Not a lot of detail, but I like the simplistic nature of it. I don't like overdone engines sometimes. Sometimes subtlety is much better, and I think in this case, I I think that works very well.
It's funny, I saw this, and I thought, first thing I thought was I need to add a texture to this to make him not solid white, because it's just solid white. But obviously I was like, no, it's a real model. That's the point, it's the real model. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, they feel powerful, I feel, I like it's integrated into the hull. It's a cutout rather than pushing out. Yeah, I like it a lot.
I like it a lot.
Wow, is that an accent? Was that a... Wow, okay, great.
Next shot is interesting. They're coming out of a jump.
Yep.
Quite a few of them, actually.
Put this shot in here. It's not the real model, but it's a fan thing. But the question is, as a fleet, how does it look with a lot of them?
Disorienting, because I was trying to just off the cuff count them as I was saying that. I'm like, and I kind of just, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, they look impressive. They look dangerous coming at you. Look like darts or thistles or something being thrown at you. So yeah.
See, this view is particularly, does it look as if they're birds without stretched wings?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It harkens back to some organic, which is interesting how, so much of it we've seen is blocky, yet the front is nice and organic and the curve is nice and organic. It's that nice both style of shapes. Nice. And
that's the last one.
So let's go back to the first picture of the Centauri cruiser. Closing thoughts, Stuart, and do you appreciate this more than when you saw it on the show? In standard def, only standard def.
Closing thoughts. It's a neat looking ship. I love the configuration, the points and the wings that are. I think that's very cool, very unique. As for appreciating it more, I'd say no. I'd say if anything, I appreciate it a little less.
Oh wow, that's unusual in this show.
Getting that close to the detail is just so simplistic and so, like almost not detailed enough. In my opinion, it's my opinion.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Doesn't mean it's right. But, I mean, it's neat to see it this close up and actually see those details, but at the same time, it kind of takes away from, what I think it should have looked like.
Right. Well, it's funny you mention that. This is a model from the 90s and early 90s. This is we deal with our Star Trek ships, and even those Voyager ships have a lot more detail. Most of them, not nearly the ship. That's one. This one, I think, unique is a great word. I've never seen a ship like this before. And it's such a simple design. I'm surprised it hasn't come up. I guess now this exists, you can't really copy it. I'm sure there's something else that's similar, but for me, this is a really great design. And I love how this is so different to the Mumbari, so different to the Narn, so different to the Earth. Each one you'd recognise that a single second of thought, which I really appreciate because they should be aliens, alien aliens, and this also doesn't have the two-dimensionality. In Star Trek, they wanted the Dederex originally this way around, but they said no, this way for televisions. These breaks the rules. This and the Mbari, both ships that will fill the frame easily. So it breaks those rules, and I think it has a lot of advantages because of that. Yeah, I really like it. And I will say, this ship was remade for I believe it was 2007 movie, A Call to Arms, or Lost Tales, sorry. And hopefully at some point we'll be able to look at that model, a 2007 redo.
That'd be cool.
That'd be cool.
I'd be interested in seeing that for sure. Because
I wanted to make sure context is important. This is the original version. For those Babylon 5 fans out there, I know that in the movies the hyperspace effect, the jump gate effect was improved, was altered. But I prefer the first one sort of because that's the original, And so this is the original. I think it stands very well for what it is. But I also want to show you the new version because I've seen some from the show images, and it's pretty nice. So I'd be interested to see what you think.
I'd love to take a look at it.
Can we do a comparison?
Yeah.
And again, comparing the newest to the oldest of these designs. Some of these ships got upgraded throughout the years as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, my closing thoughts. I really like this ship. I think it looks really well, and I think it'd be such an easy ship it has been to redo, conceptually take. Even just smoothing out all these blocky bits in the neck, make them more smooth, integrated. You could take the exact same design, give it a 2017 treatment, and really, it would look brilliant, I think.
Absolutely agree.
There we go.
And if you agree, put it in the comments below. Share your thoughts. Share your feelings on this. How is it to see it this up close, the actual model from the show? But as far as sharing goes, you can also share the video.
Please do. Please do.
Share it with Babylon 5 fans who
Yeah.
might not have seen, who might want to see this ship up close and in detail. To see the actual model is very cool. So please share it around. And if you want to help us out in other ways, there's other ways besides hitting subscribe and like, of course.
Very important ways.
Yes.
Yeah, you can support us into financial ways, which obviously keeps the lights on. Either a one-time sort of thank you donation at Trekyards.com, which you, in fact, got one today.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice of them. You can give whatever you want to help us out and help the running of the show. 10, 15, 20, 30, $100. That would be amazing. Or even $5. It really does all mount up, and enough of you do give. Or the monthly donation scheme we have. A lot of YouTubers rely on donations just to keep the lights on a monthly basis to try and budget what we can do. And a Patreon scheme is so important. You give a little bit every single month. If 100 you give 5, makes an incredible difference. If you want to be that guy that gives 5, you won't notice 5 out of your account every month. You really won't. Please do, and boy, we appreciate it. And keep watching amazing Trekyards and Fleetyards and interviews and all these things we do for the channel. It's all free, but if you want to support us, Patreon's the way to go. So thanks so much, guys.
Absolutely. So until next time, guys, and another Fleetyards mission briefing. I'm Captain Foley.
And I am Commander Cockings.
And we will see you all later.
Bye, guys.
Bye.